Welcome to what will probably be the final episode in my Your Theories series before E3. Hopefully after E3 this series can continue, but if not, then this will probably be the final episode in my Your Theories series where I pretty much go through your ideas on what you think will be happening in the Octo expansion. This series has gone on since March, so if you want to watch every episode in this series, then every episode will be in my Octo expansion series playlist, which does contain every single Octo expansion video I have made since the DLC did get announced at the start of March. I have uploaded over 70 Octo expansion videos now, so yeah, hopefully this series can continue after E3, but this might probably be the final episode in this series. And I just want to say that I have had a lot of fun recording this series. You guys have come up with really interesting theories, and it has definitely made me even more hyped for the DLC. So maybe one of you guys, maybe one of you have got the DLC spot on. Maybe your theory will be happening in the DLC, and that possibility has got me really excited. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody that has got involved with this series. Like what I said, I have had a lot of fun recording this series, and hopefully it can continue after E3 next week, but I've got the feeling that it probably will not be able to continue. So if not, I'd just like to thank every one of you who has got involved with this series. So this final episode, it will be rounding up pretty much all of the loose ends that I haven't covered yet in this series, and pretty much some of these theories will be going back from when I talked about Mount Nantai, which was at the end of April. So this episode is going back a bit. I have got a little bit of a backlog to sort of round up in this final episode. So what we'll be doing later on this week before E3 is giving my final predictions, and what you will hear in that video is pretty much a roundup of all of your theories sort of mixed in with my thoughts as well. So really I'm looking forward to recording that video, but let's just get on with the final episode in my Your Theories series. And this intro has gone on for long enough, so let's just get on with the first theory, which comes in from Jaden W. Here's a theory: maybe one of Agent 8's memories will be remembering she is an Inkling, because there is a collectible of an Inkling, and the memory will be that Agent 8 was an Inkling and was turned into an Octoling by DJ Octavio. That is definitely an interesting theory, and if it was possible, I think it would prove quite controversial, just because not a lot of people are a fan of the whole Inkling Octoling hybrid theory that has been knocking about. But since this theory has been posted, the Inkling Octoling hybrid theory has been debunked, so I don't think this will happen when you do unlock the Inkling mem cake. I think what will happen is that Agent 8 will probably say, you know what, we look quite similar, I'm not sure why we are fighting against each other, we look similar, we probably have similar thought processes, why are we fighting against each other? Maybe that mem cake will go along down that sort of route, instead of Agent 8 remembering that she was an Inkling. But I don't know, maybe that could still happen. I think the Inkling Octoling hybrid theory has been debunked with the description we got from Deadfish, so I don't think that theory is possible now, but I just thought I would read it out in this video just because I did find it interesting to think about, and it would be cool, but like what said, I think it would be quite controversial. And yeah, I think that Inkling mem cake is just basically going to be that Agent 8 will just say, you know what, we look similar, we are similar, our races are similar, so why are we fighting? I think that will be what the mem cake will be. So yeah, I am really looking forward to unlocking that mem cake, to seeing who will be right. Let's move on to Mount Nantai theories now. And Mount Nantai was mentioned by Marie in the 3.0 update at the end of April, and she mentioned a figure in Mount Nantai that screened. So the first Mount Nantai theory comes in from LSJ. The Mount Nantai thing could be Pearl, pale, white and short. Ear-splitting scream that could shatter glass could be in reference to her sunken scroll, where she caused the electricity problem and, if I remember correctly, did shatter glass. Agent Marie has a similar theory. This is a crazy guess, but on Sunken Scroll 1 in Splatoon 2, it talks about Pearl's singing voice being loud enough to shatter glass, so maybe Octo expansion takes place when Off the Hook was being formed, and that Mount Nantai is Pearl's property. I mean, it is possible since we know that Pearl and her parents have enough money to own Manta Maria, which Pearl and Marina both say cost an arm and a leg. Now we know that Octo expansion, we will learn how Off the Hook was formed, so I think Pearl is that figure on Mount Nantai, and I think Mount Nantai is owned by Pearl and her family, and I think Mount Nantai will be featured in the Octo expansion DLC when we do learn how Pearl and Marina came together to form Off the Hook. So I think both of your theories are spot on. Now in the Your Theories series, I haven't really talked about your observations and theories based on the gameplay clips that we have got from Nintendo. I do believe we have had around about 15 gameplay clips from Nintendo. So what I want to do for the next few minutes, there is no better place for me to talk about your observations and theories based on the gameplay clips that we have got from Nintendo. There is no better place than the final episode in this series to talk about your theories based on what we have seen in the gameplay clips. Now some of what I will be reading out will be observations, others will be theories, but I want to basically round them up and talk about my theory based on what you guys are talking about pretty much at the end of this section of the video. So let's get on with the first observation from Phantasm. I can't be the only one who notices the sanitized Octarians exploding into green pixels and sound more 16-bit-ish. Mr. Spooby says, I think they're just simulations. Wume has also posted a reply. That actually might be true when it comes to clones or simulations. For all we know, the entire thing could be a simulation or illusion. But according to Agent 3, the Octarians did explode into green pixels and they did sound more 16-bit-ish in the single players for the first game and second game. Now I can't remember how the Octarians did behave when you did kill them in the single players. I can't really remember that far back. Maybe one of you can help me out in the comment section below. According to Metavlag, the Octarians do sound different when they do get splattered in the Octo expansion compared to the Octarians in the single player. And make you apologies if I did pronounce your name wrong, but they have noticed that the Octarians sound like a robot, not like something alive when they do die. Druxar has a theory that the Octarians in the Octo expansion are holograms because they sound a little bit robotic, and when they are splattered you can see glitches around them. Glitches seem to be a theme in the Octo expansion. Spicy Chim has replied to Druxar's comment saying, what if this is all in a simulation? Azural says, when Agent 8 splats the sanitized Octo Trooper, it looks like it has a glitchy sort of effect, so maybe this could indicate that it is a simulation or the enemies are holograms. Probably not though. I have seen other theories saying that maybe the Octarians in the gameplay clips, maybe they are machines. Now in the description we got for Deadfish, it mentions her of course getting sanitized, but also it mentions little of her former self remains. So I'm just wondering whether the fact that the Octarians, they do look like robots, they do look like holograms, maybe that is a result of the desanitization process that the Octarians have put the Octolings and the Octo Troopers through. Maybe a result of that desanitization process is that they lose everything that makes them who they are. So they lose their memories, they lose their free will, they lose their ability to make decisions for themselves, and as a result, they are pretty much robots after this desanitization process that follow any orders that get given to them. Maybe that is why the Octarians look like holograms in the gameplay clips, or maybe it could be that the Octarians are holograms. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. And finally, let's talk about Agent 3 again, just because we got this screenshot, which does definitely create more mystery. One thing I want to mention about Agent 3 is that she was wearing the cape in this screenshot in the trailer. The first theory comes in from Bourbon Greener. I think Agent 3 with the cape might mean that she is the final boss and she doesn't want Agent 8 to get out because she doesn't trust Agent 8. Balloon Hater says, I have a feeling Agent 3 will be looking over you. The next theory comes in from Druxar. I believe Agent 3 is the final boss because at the end of each Octo expansion level, you have to push a pen into the ground and it says test complete. This means that battling Agent 3 could be your final test to leave and go to Inkopolis. But Ridwan Ahmed has a different theory. Maybe you can play as Agent 3 in a level, or maybe Agent 8 teams up with Agent 3 in a level. The next theory comes in from Chip. Agent 3 might not be the final boss. She might just be helping you on levels like being beside and kill the enemies for you. Rosella Reyes has a different theory. Look at Agent 3's ink colour. Maybe she sacrificed herself so that Agent 8 wouldn't be sanitized. The sanitization affected Agent 3 and in Octo expansion you are trying to get Agent 8's and Agent 3's freedom. Robert Scotchman has a similar theory. I have a theory. Maybe it is Agent 3 because her colour did kind of look the same as the Octo troopers that Agent 8 is battling in the gameplays of the DLC that we have seen so far. And the last theory of this video comes in from WooMyMoz1331. Hey Snuff, I had an idea for an upcoming Your Theories video. I think that the origin of the labs might have something to do with Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 3. In the 25th Sunken Scroll, Captain Cuttlefish mentions going to the Cape with Agent 3 on a research trip. This could obviously be a hint at the testing facility, but even more interesting is that there is a ticket taped to the scroll. Perhaps Nintendo was teasing the Deep Sea Metro and the Octo expansion with this scroll. So my theory is that Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 3 are trying to make a serum or something that can reverse the sanitization effects and are testing a prototype on Agent 3. Let me know what you think, WooMyMoz1331. Now that is definitely an interesting theory. Yeah, maybe this could be happening within the DLC. Maybe that is what will be happening with the DLC. Maybe the research trip is Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 3 trying to come up with something that will break through the effects of the sanitization process that the Octarians are doing on other Octolings and Octo Troopers, and that is why we did see Agent 8 in that test tube within the Octo expansion trailer, and we have seen that within screenshots as well. Maybe Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 3 are trying to come up with something that will reverse the sanitization effects. I definitely do like your theory. That is definitely a really good theory to end this episode on. And this might be the last theory that I will read out in terms of the Your Theories series, and that is a good theory to end this series on. Now if this series can continue after E3, then I will make other episodes in this series, but there is a chance that this will be the final episode in this series. And I'd just like to thank everybody that has got involved with this series. Of course, this series couldn't happen without you guys getting involved in the comment section of my videos. Now let's talk about my thoughts about Agent 3. I sort of put aside the whole Agent 3 is the final boss theory until we got that screenshot of Agent 3 recently. For me, that is teasing something. I think it is teasing that Agent 3 will have a major role to play in the Octo expansion story. Maybe it will be Agent 3 helping out Agent 8 whilst she is going through all of the tests, which is of course the 80 levels that we will be playing through. So maybe Agent 3 will be helping out Agent 8, or maybe Agent 3 will be the final boss. Maybe Agent 3 doesn't trust Agent 8 and Agent 3 will provide the final test that Agent 8 needs to pass to be able to get to Inkopolis. Now, one thing to remember is that Captain Cuttlefish did lose Agent 3 whilst he made his way to the underground. Maybe during that time Agent 3 got captured by the Octarians and got brainwashed. So she will be the final boss. You will fight a brainwashed version of Agent 3. Maybe that is what the screenshot is teasing. But for me, the screenshot is definitely teasing that Agent 3 will play a major role in the DLC. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. And let me know your thoughts about all of the theories that I have featured in this video. But that is it for this video. Like what I said before, I'd just like to thank you all for getting involved with this series. I definitely have had a lot of fun reading your theories. It has definitely made me more hyped for the DLC. So, like what I said at the start, one of us will be right. And what I will be doing in the next video is giving my final theories in like a separate video. So, I really am looking forward to making that video. But that is it for this video, and yeah, E3 is only a few days away and I think we will get more information on the Octo expansion, and I think maybe a few of our theories will get confirmed in the trailer, which I think we will be getting at E3 in the direct that will be happening on Tuesday. So that is it for this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.